and and be met with some type of.
But that person be getting fussed at sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wait a minute.
I know. Because when you are that person that sometimes you
You
like
feel the heat.
you do feel the heat. You
Okay. So this is a good example.
Oh my God.
If you have a friend, right, and you see their significant other out with someone else,
Tell me.
Take a picture.
inappropriately, right?
You need to be like this.
The
I'm
first thing I'm
sorry.
gonna be like, right.
Tell
If you are my friend, right? If I can address it.
Yeah.
If I can't address it, you not my friend.
First of all, you gonna have to pull me off of said person because
Yes.
so this what we out here doing?
Well,
I'm going to embarrass them.
Well, no, I would introduce myself. I would say, I'm such and such. I'm such and such, and who are you? I'm this person's, I'm related to this person's wife this way, and who are you? I would do that.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to come
Straight
from people.
I'm
not. Y'all already know. I'm not afraid to come from nobody.
Straight up. But if you're a friend that says, I don't want to know, don't tell me, I won't be able to take it, or if I feel like I can't tell you, then you're not my friend.
Yeah.
Because that means you think I'm coming from, like, I would not intentionally go out of my way to hurt any of my friends. If you think that I'm coming to you to tell you this because I'm trying to hurt you or mess up your whatever, then you obviously don't know me, right?
Because I ain't hurting
I'm
shit.
not trying to hurt you. You think I want to be in that situation?
Right. Why me? Lord? Why me?
Right? You be like, I hope I don't see nobody.
I feel like with a friend like that, you would feel like, oh, he cheating on us. Like
Yes. I take it personally. Yeah.
What you do?
Yeah. So tell
So
me.
that's an
I don't
example.
have any friends. Like, I'm sitting there saying I would not be able to deal. That's stuff I can't deal with.
Pour me a little bit something.
Y'all are scaring me though. Like, damn.
What do you mean?
Do I have caffeine in it? I probably. But
Yes.
Are we still dealing with that in our 40s?
Yes.
Well, because you have to understand, some people haven't matured. They
Yeah.
haven't grown through their 20s.
Would I be that terrible person? I'd be like, I can't do this no more.
So chronological age is very different from emotional age.
Yes.
Have those conversations.
It is
A lot of
hard.
people who don't have that emotional.
You know what it is too? Is that not everybody has the same personality, so there are some people who can't deliver certain messages.
And I know I don't deliver well.
There's some people who can't, have good intentions on having this conversation, but it's easy to go left because the way you deliver those messages.
So that was my last. So that was my last question.
Like I can have a problem. Like I can be a straight shooter, like no filter, and that's something I try to work on. And sometimes like how I say certain things. I'm not coming from a bad place or whatever, but sometimes like I could be. I don't say. I mean, this is what they tell me.
You got your parents, the way they be talking.
Ain't nobody gonna talk to you worse than your own parents talk to you. Okay, so
you can be strong on it.
I used to tell people like, nobody cuss me out better than my own parents. Okay, so you can't hurt my feelings because they are there hurt already.
But so that was gonna be my last question. What skills did you need to improve on to be a better adult friend? And so improving our delivery is one of them.
Communication.
Right. Communication.
You said not being a Haitian? Did you say that?
Communication.
Pull out our machetes.
That's a really good question. I feel like a terrible person sitting there struggling to answer that. You said communication. What else did somebody say?
Delivering the message, right? Because you have to ask yourself which one is more important, the message or the way I deliver it.
Yeah.
I think for me in this season, what I'm trying to learn is grace, how to give it and how to get it. Does that make sense? Because I'm always like, they doing this because of me, and like you kind of like beat yourself up like you're doing something, and it could be nothing about you. It's all what's going on. Like it's a lot going on in their life that has nothing to do with you, and give them grace to go through that, right? Like, or vice versa. you're going through a transition. You're kind of going to a different level. You're trying to make some positive. Give yourself some grace, right? Like, so I think, and I'm still learning that because that's hard.
I would say for me, it's like I feel like I'm trying to become more aware of how people like to be talked to, or like how they like to be, how they had like conversations to go. So like if, you know, like a friend's coming to me about something, and I try to kind of like think before I say, okay, how can I say this differently so they receive it?
Yes.
So I think that's what I'm trying to work on more. It's like how people receive, like how I deliver things so they receive it.
Yeah.
And it's not only like in my friendships, it's in my family, even my own husband.
Yeah.
How can I say something so they receive it, so that it's not coming from like, they think it's coming from a bad place, or I'm being angry about something, or like, you know?
Honestly,
So
I learned that first with my husband.
I say men are
Learning how to deliver messages in a way that it is going to be received. I learned that first with him. And then it's reinforced by these kids. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go to their bodies. I'm like, all right, let me take a minute, let me breathe. Yes.
I never thought it was an issue until about a week ago. I had a friend going through relationship issues, and this wasn't the first time, and I can tell that I got a little frustrated, and after I hung up, I was like, I think I was a little too harsh, but I felt like she wasn't hearing me, and we were in the same place for like the third time having the same conversation. But I also, so I could hear myself after I got off the phone. I could hear how loud I was, right? But the words that are coming out of my mouth were loving, and I was sure to, you know, give advice and then say, I need you to put yourself first. I need you, you know, in therapy, you need to talk about yourself and think about yourself. Don't think about the other person. And so I'm saying loving things, but I also know that I was frustrated and passionate, and I'm like, I don't even know if she heard me, because I was kind of like yelling at that point. I just,
and I guess also it depends on the person too, because if somebody was saying that to me, I'm like, okay, that I would know that it's coming from a loving place, because they don't want to see me get hurt or whatever the case may be.
And I also want to, what I would say, like, what I was like, how I like to receive a message, sometimes I deliver it like that. And you have to understand, like,
Everybody does.
sometimes I need to hear it.
you know, like, I would, like, okay, a humbling moment for me, one time I was having a conversation with my friend, and she said to me, Nancy, you could be, and I was talking about something, like, I was like, rah, and I was explaining to her, and she was like, Nancy, like, I'm gonna be real with you, my good friend. It's like, you can be scary. Okay, when you upset, you could be scary. Like,
you be crazy. Nancy gonna kill them. Like,
you know, and she said to me, if I'm scared of you, you don't think that person's scared of you? And I was like, like, okay. It was the first time somebody actually said to me, to my face, like that. And that's why I started kind of thinking, okay, you know what? That's not what I'm trying to deliver. And my brother said to me recently, he said to me, when you have conversations with someone, friendships, work conversations, you have to think about how you want that conversation to end. What message you're trying to come across.
okay, great.
I know, right? And that was like, he said, right? He said, when you have conversations with someone, what is it you're trying to deliver in that conversation? Because then the conversation becomes intentional and less emotional sometimes. So when you think about how you want to leave that conversation, or what message you're trying to transcend to that person, it will change how you speak to that person.
Okay.
Right? So when he said to me, I was like, wow. You know, so now when I have conversations with you, I try to think about that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good tip.
That's good.
Yeah, because then you'll recognize it when you're in, like, even in the moment, because it becomes like a habit. You feel like once you recognize it when you're doing, you'll be like, okay,
It went out again.
It was on a few minutes
let me
ago.
stop.
All right, so this is the last one. So we're going to say, I'm not going to lie to you, and then finish the statement about adult female friendships.
What? What you mean? What you mean?
What do you mean?
You gonna say?
Start off. Amy?
Okay, I'll start it off.
What do you mean?
So you're just gonna say, so I'm not gonna lie to you. Adult female friendships are difficult because as adult women, we have multiple layers of things that we have to navigate to be a good friend. And we're not all good at balancing. Shit, I'm still working on balancing. So it's just hard. And I'm working on it. So if my friends out there are watching, give me some grace. I'm asking now.
I'm not gonna lie, female friendship, adult friendships, I think are super important to have to maintain some type of sanity in your life. So you have, that fun time, someone you can relate to, because we're all going through the same thing. And I think when you have those core friendships, I think it's important to be able to vent to.
I'll say, you said adult female friendships are,
I'm not gonna lie.
adult female friendships are powerful and valuable because we have the opportunity to be that soft space for each other because we do understand how hard it is out here in America to be black and brown. And to be able to share that and be able to care for one another from that perspective is amazing.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Adult female relationships, when you find those good friends, have to be valued and protected. And sometimes protecting those friendships is work in itself, but when you love that person as a friend, it's worth the work to do it.
Wow, those were good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Having adult female friendships, it takes work. It takes love. But if we're intentional, it's worth it.
All right. Well, thanks, ladies, for carving time out to make it here, because I know it was a lot that you had to say no to something else to say yes to this, and I appreciate that.